What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another gun guide. This is a series where I go into great detail with all of the stats as well as some excellent attachment combinations for every gun in Black Ops 6. And in today's episode, we're going to be moving on to the HDR sniper rifle. And starting it off, let's have a look at our one-hit kill zones without the CHF barrel, and as we can see here, in the maximum damage range, it's only going to be a one-shot kill to the upper torso, upper arms, neck, and head. That is the worst in the sniper rifle category by a noticeable margin. At least the range is pretty insane at 100 meters, but that doesn't matter if the one-hit kill zone really sucks. And beyond 100 meters, we just lose that one-shot kill potential to the arms. Now, with the CHF barrel, we can now extend this to the whole torso as well as anywhere in the arms, so basically anywhere but the legs within that maximum damage range, which is far more forgiving, but most of the sniper rifles have this by default without having to use an attachment. As for our rate of fire, this is also the worst in the sniper rifle category at 34 rounds per minute. It's just a little bit slower than the LR762. And then rapid fire is awful on this. It only boosts our rate of fire up to 36 rounds per minute, which is hardly even a noticeable change. To top that off, our bullet velocity is by far the worst in the sniper rifle category at 720 meters per second. So even in 6v6 multiplayer, you may want to use an attachment to boost your bullet velocity, whereas with most of the other sniper rifles, you really don't need to. Now, taking a different look at our range chart here, so we can also see our hit scan range, which is just over 35 meters. That's not really great. Like I said at the beginning, our range is really impressive at 101.6 meters, but within that range, it's the weakest sniper rifle by far, not only with our damage potential, but also with our rate of fire and our bullet velocity. We can already see this is not looking too good for the HDR relative to any other sniper rifle in the game. However, when we look at Hipfire, finally the HDR comes out on top in one area here. We do have the best Hipfire spreads in the sniper rifle category. In saying that, you still generally don't want to be hipfiring with a sniper unless you're point blank range in a really desperate situation. Then another key benefit we have with the HDR over the other snipers is our aim down sight time. It is the fastest in the sniper category at 510 milliseconds. And our sprint out time is also the fastest in the sniper category, even though sprint out really doesn't come into the equation for snipers unless you're hip firing, which, as we just said, you shouldn't be doing most of the time. Now, another important handling stats for sniper rifles especially is our swap time. So just testing swapping to a 9mm PM pistol. With the HDR, this takes 650 milliseconds, which is tied with the Frostline as well as the SVD. After that, another really important stat for sniper rifles in particular is our idle sway. And it turns out our idle sway delay, or the amount of time it takes for the idle sway to kick in after you aim down sight, is 2.2 seconds, just like all of the other sniper rifles. So there is quite a bit of forgiveness there when you first aim down sights. And then once idle sway does kick in, we do have the worst idle sway in the sniper category, or at least tied with the LR762 at 1.28 degrees per second. Next up, let's take a look at our reload add time, which is the slowest in the sniper rifle category at 2.72 seconds. And taking a look at the magazine attachments, we can improve that reload speed with Fast Mag 1 or Fast Mag 2, or alternatively, if we use Extended Mag, either 1 or 2, it actually doesn't harm our reload time at all, but we do get some bonus capacity with our magazine. As for mobility, it is tied with the slower sniper rifles, the LR762 and the AMR Mod 4, in all areas, so our base walking speed, our sprint speed, tac sprint speed, and aim walking speed. It's going to be on the slower side for sniper rifles in this game. Next up, a key stat with sniper rifles is the amount of flinch that you experience when shot. And it turns out the HDR is tied with the Frostline, the SVD, and the LR762. These have the highest flinch values out of any gun in the game, so you do flinch a lot when you get shot. And as a result, you probably want to be leaning toward the heavy stock on your builds. And then finally for our breakdown and comparison here, I just wanted to take a look at the default optic on this, and I did sort this by zoom level. It turns out the HDR has the exact same zoom level as the LR762 with its default optic, followed by the AMR Mod 4, then the Frostline, and then finally the SVD has the most zoom with its default optic. And now that we got all of that out of the way, let's get into some excellent attachment combinations I put together for you guys. The first one is my all-around build, and with this one, we are using the CHF barrel, so we have a reasonable one-hit kill zone. We're not getting hit markers all over the place, but that also harms our aim down sight speed, unfortunately. We have Extended Mag 1 on there, since there's no downside attached to it, and if we're going to accept the fact that we just have a slow reload time by default with this, we may as well get a larger magazine for free. We have the quick draw grip for the best possible improvement to our aim down sight time, since sprint out time, slide to fire, dive to fire times, those aren't really all that relevant for a sniper. We have the heavy stock on there to give us the best possible flinch resistance with a single attachment. And then finally, we have the overpressured ammo, just so I can squeeze a bit of bullet velocity out of this to increase our hit scan range out a little bit more. So that way, most of my gunfights in multiplayer will still fall within the hit scan range. So with this one, our aim down sight time is 559 milliseconds. It's slower than the base, but still not bad for a sniper rifle in this game. It's manageable at least. And like I said, you shouldn't be seeing a whole lot of hit markers with this one due to the CHF barrel. Now, if you want to take this to the next level, we can do a similar build, but with Gunfighter. And with this, we're once again using the CHF barrel, the lightweight bipod this time to help with our idle sway, extended mag 1 once again, as well as quick draw, the heavy stock. We have the target laser on here as well, so it increases the amount of delay before our idle sway kicks in. And then we're once again topping it off with overpressured. So a very similar build to the previous one. You might notice I've still got a free attachment slot here, which I would like to use on a suppressor, but the CHF barrel does block our muzzle category. And honestly, I kind of like the default optic for a build like this, so that's why I'm just leaving the optic slot blank. Obviously, if you want to use a different optic for this one, by all means, go for it. That slot is available. But with this one, we get a lot of the similar stats, but this time we just got much better idle sway values, so you basically never have to hold your breath, even for the longer range shots. And then finally, for the builds I wanted to share for you guys, I do have an aggressive build as well, which has a very impressive aim down sight speed at just 365 milliseconds. With this one, we're using the Kepler Microflex optic. You could also use iron sights on this if you want to use iron sights, but I like the Kepler Microflex. You got Fast Mag 2, which is going to help us with our aim down sight and sprint out times a bit, but we only get a 4-round magazine. However, at least we can reload those 4 rounds significantly faster than our base reload time, so it's really not that bad. We once again have the quick draw grip for even more aim down sight speed, the heavy stock for that flinch resistance, and then finally the Strelic laser, which may or may not be a little bit overkill here. This just allows you to fire before you get fully aimed down sight and still be quite accurate. So just in case you don't have quite enough time to get all the way aimed down sight, you can use the Strelic laser to take advantage of that. Now, it is worth noting with this, since we're not using the CHF barrel, this is going to be much less forgiving than the previous builds. You can only get a one-shot kill to the upper torso, upper arms, neck, and head, but that is something that you can adapt to, and you just got to make sure that you're aiming high enough. And there we go. That is going to wrap it up today's gun guide on the HDR sniper rifle in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. And when it comes to my thoughts on this gun, it is horrible. It is by far the worst sniper rifle in the entire game. It's not even close. I really don't know what happened here when they were creating the stats for this gun. They just don't make sense to me at all. It makes zero sense to have the weakest gun damage-wise also have by far the slowest fire rate. I don't understand why rapid fire is practically useless on this as well. Like, if rapid fire were as good as it was on the LR762, for instance, then maybe I could see a place for this, but even then it would still be the weakest. And there's just some weird conflicting design with this as well, because looking at the handling stats, we get the best possible aim down sight speed, but that's kind of an awkward stat to be pairing with the slowest rate of fire. Because it's like it wants you to be aggressive with that really fast aim down sight time, but you don't get that rechamber fast enough to deal with multiple enemies. So in many ways, it kind of forces you to hang back, and then you're not really able to take advantage of that aim down sight time. This gun is just really poorly balanced in my opinion for multiplayer. I really think they put most of their time and effort on Warzone, where this is absolutely the best sniper rifle in Warzone, of course. But on the multiplayer side of things, I absolutely wouldn't recommend using the HDR at all over any of the sniper rifles in this game. It's just straight up terrible. Now, of course, those are just my thoughts and opinions based on the stats and my experience with this in multiplayer so far. And this is where I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. How are you guys feeling about the HDR in Black Ops 6's multiplayer? Do you guys agree with me? Do you think this is just awful relative to the other snipers? Or not so much? Do you think there are actually some good use cases for this? Just let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.